Alright, welcome to the stream. How's it going, everybody? Don't usually do a ton of Sunday streams, but I thought we might want to get a move on with some stuff. Hello, guys. Welcome in. How y'all doing today? Paul66. How you doing? Alright, we just finished up Armored Core 2 yesterday off the PS2, and it was a pretty good game. In fact, I thought it was a pretty big step up from the previous two that we had played in the PS1. So I was curious to see what we could do in the time frame between now and the release of 6, and we'll see if we can get through another game. I don't think we're going to be getting through the rest of the PS2 series for sure, considering there's like 7 games left, but we'll see what kind of headway we can make. But yeah, we're going to be starting up Armored Core 2, Another Age. I keep having to look at that subtitle because I keep forgetting what it is. But this is one, I've played most of the PS2 ones at some point for some kind of duration, but nothing ever too long. I don't think I've ever completed any of them. So we'll see what it's like, and yeah, check things out here. Go ahead and get it launched up too. That would probably be important. I think this is the only one where well, I shouldn't say the only one, but I think this is, maybe I should say the last one, where you could transfer save over from the Armored Core 2 into another game. Because I believe after this one it's 3, which starts off completely clean. I don't think we could do anything else after Another Age. And then that goes into Silent Line, I think. And then there's a trilogy after that, so it's all kind of jumbled up, but that's alright, I suppose. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, where's my volume at? Cool, okay. Volume's a little bit understated, I guess, on this one. Still got that techno-esque music, but nothing quite as blaring as the previous game's intro. Hold on. I think I detect a problem. Sometimes with this old, especially with the fat PS2 that I have, there's some sort of issue with the AV cables on it. I think just the port for those AV cables, it's a little bit loose. Sometimes we have an issue where it gets... loses its speed. There we go. Now I think we're good. Alright, as glorious as that intro sequence is, let's go ahead and move on into it. I think we'll be doing a load game. Let me see. I want to see if I can transfer. Yeah, there it is. Convert data. The save file from the previous one. That would be it. In about, I want to say like an hour's time, I went back and I did some of the missions that I was not able to complete or didn't get the opportunity to even do in Armored Core 2. And only one of them unlocked some additional gear. I don't think it was anything too major, so I did what I could, but I think the best thing that came out of it was getting a little bit more money. Yeah. Got a new menu. Things are pretty streamlined, too. No arena right off the bat. Let's take a look here. What do we got? I went through last minute when I was finalizing my play for Armored Core 2 and just got some pieces that I thought I might make some use out of. I think one of them was like that weird floaty leg set. So it looks like you can scale back to the beginning. through the menus, which is nice. Though it is hard to tell in some instances when you get back to the top. Alright. Interesting. I'm guessing that we're probably not going to get any brand new parts. Most everything here seems to be about the same. I'm not recognizing anything new. Oh. I'm like, wait a second, what do we got here? No, we just looped back to the beginning. Optional parts, no. I cleaned up pretty much all the optional parts except for the ones that I figured I was not going to touch at all. So I think we're okay. Well, maybe if we get into it. Does it save my loadouts? Oh, yeah, it does. So got like the mid build, the extremely quick build, and then kind of the bulkier build. Why don't we go for this one? I liked how spry it was. I'm imagining that right off the bat it's probably going to be OP for a lot of the intro missions, but it's alright. Not that I care. We suffered enough with the beginning of Armored Core 2. I think owe it to ourselves to kind of breeze through a couple of these things, right? Neo Isaac. Actually, thinking about it, does this one take place back on Earth? I think they kind of dropped the Mars gimmick. Stop terrorist sabotage. Or sabotage.
Sabotage.
Requested from Neo Isaac Bureau of Control. We'll get 20,000 credits on success of this mission.
Proceed to Neo Isaac, the underground city located at the base of the elevator construction site, has been taken over by a squad of Indies. The Indies terrorist organization is waging a war against both the government and corporations. We're assuming they now plan to sabotage the elevator's construction. The removal of all Indies forces in the city is requested. We'd like you to teach them what it means to face us in battle.
Ooh. More wacky voices. She's a little bit more reserved than I think most of the ones we were listening to in Armored Core 2, but yeah, it's still kind of still a little tinge of wackiness there.
They're surprisingly well armed, even for a terrorist organization, but are still amateurs. This mission should pose little problem for a Raven of your caliber.
I know.
Take care of
I am pretty damn high caliber.
As possible, and good luck.
Good luck. Alright, enemy forces 7 MTs. Yeah, only mission objective is destruction of all MTs. I think we could take care of it.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
The HUD's a little bit different.
Your target is a small squad of MTs. Make sure they're all destroyed.
Round reticles as opposed to the kind of more squircle ones. I was kind of hoping they'd get rid of the sound effect for the Kanazawa. Switch it out to something better. I liked the original so much, it sounded like, you know, a pretty straightforward beam weapon, but now it's kind of like a generic flying missile sound, I don't know.
Mission objective achieved.
Simple
System
enough.
switched to normal mode.
Well, the environments look a little bit better. I'm not too sure that anything else has changed all that much. Controls feel about the same. Sound effects are all the same. We've discussed the HUD a little bit, so there's a handful of changes. Nothing too major, though. New areas are available. I'm surprised that there's not even like a mail system or anything like that. We don't have a nothing in here. We don't have like a handler, we don't report to any sort of organization or anything. Maybe, what's his face? Kleiner is... Was it even Kleiner? It was like Kleiner, something like that. His faux dream came to pass, the one that he said he was striving for, but it wasn't actually. Ravens are free to do whatever they want. Defend the bomber or enter the waste treatment plant. I don't know. Hey, from Zeo Matrix, remember them.
The ARG aircraft maintenance hangar is under attack. We believe the intended target of the attack is a bomber currently being overhauled in the hangar. In order to confuse the hangar's security team, the attackers have struck in different areas of the facility. Their clever ploy of splitting our forces guarantees that it is only a matter of time before the bomber is discovered and destroyed. Proceed immediately to the maintenance hangar and guard the bomber. Good luck.
Thanks. Enemy forces battle in T's. Objective defend the bomber. You got it.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Lost hearing in my left ear all of a sudden.
Objective achieved. System switch.
That was it? Okay then. Barely took a hit. AC repair cost is the negative 265. I think it's the cheapest repair cost I've ever seen. Still nothing popping up, alright. Fair enough. Enter waste treatment plant, sure. The old Zam Bureau of Control.
The Old Sam waste treatment plant has been commandeered by a group of armed terrorists. They claim to have taken these steps in an effort to prevent further damage to the environment. But clearly this is just a ruse. Remove the forces occupying the facility. Here is the mission.
Trying to pull the wool over our eyes here.
Our team will attack the terrorists and back them into the smelting furnace at the rear of the plant. Once accomplished, eliminate all opposition. Even the hardiest AC won't last long if it falls into the superheated magma on the lower levels. Be careful and good luck.
Try not to fall in then. 6 MTs, destruction of all enemy forces. Fair enough. I feel like they're starting off us off pretty light here. There's not anything too major going on.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Your AC won't last long if you fall. Keep the mission as brief as possible.
Well, there's an operator. A handler. Almost sounded like Nell, too. Nell, is that you? Are we back in business? Sorry, once again, I'm having issues. I have not had this many issues with the component cables on the console. It's like the first time they've really been acting up. Sometimes when I was playing on my own time, the audio would leave, from stereo, not even the mono, because then it'd be balanced into both, but it would just cut out all audio altogether from one particular side, which is pretty much what it's doing right now. So outside of replugging the thing, there's not too much I can do about it.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Okay, that was once again very quick, very simple. Nice environments. It's kind of like a shame that they're breezed through so quickly. Maybe this would take a little bit longer if I had slightly worse weapons, but still. They're very straightforward missions so far. Oh, shit. I keep thinking that mission is the first one. Anything else in Old Zan? Got a new one, disarm the bombs.
Interrogation of one of those involved in the attack on the ARG aircraft maintenance hangar revealed that the enemy has hidden a number of timed bombs within the facility.
We've seen this old gag before.
To make matters even worse, the enemy has modified the hangar's security system. Consequently, the system is attacking anyone who approaches. Our hands are tied. Please disarm all bombs within the facility. We will open the gates one by one and guide you to the different bomb locations via communication updates. You've been given permission to neutralize the security system. Good luck.
Oh, good. There's going to be guard MTs. I guess that's their security system. So they disarm bombs.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Devante's Paradise. Welcome. How you doing?
Please head to the east
Howdy
maintenance
ho.
hangar and disarm the 2 bombs there.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Guess that's not the door. Though I'm not too sure which one is.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Go speaking over the communicator when we were doing that.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Where's that other turret? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even notice the first time around, but the indicator changes based on, I guess, their visibility. If you have a lock-on where you can actually hit them, the indicator turns red. This just kind of shows you their location, which is nice because you can see what's coming. But you can actually shoot them until the thing turns red there. A shitload of enemies. There it is. That was the same hangar where the bomber was. I guess maybe they're just going to end up reusing a lot of the maps.
Move to the room in the southwest and disarm the bomb there.
Southwest. Got it. I'm assuming the door is going to be unlocked now. You might as well just unlock all the doors. Be getting to them eventually.
Now move to the room in the west and disarm the bomb there.
I think this thing's got a lot of range. Also, I missed that. Do a pacifist. A little late for that. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll try to
Please
pacifist
proceed
this
to the
room.
room on the north side of the facility and disarm 2 bombs.
We did pacifist for 1 room. I hope that suffices.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Like I've like run through something to destroy it before.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
There's supposedly 2 of them. Oh, here it is.
Please move to the room in the northwest and disarm the bomb there.
Once again, I wonder if I had a regular blade, like maybe if I switch back to the Moonlight Blade, if we can possibly start hitting enemies that are a little bit, you know, short.
Move over to the room in the east and disarm the 2 bombs there.
time. They don't pop up on the radar, do they? Ah, here it is.
All bombs have been disarmed. Good work.
22 seconds to spare.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
It's not the closest I've cut it, but you know, it's not a whole lot of time either. So I was starting to sweat a little bit there. I'm like, oh, do these pop up on anywhere that, you know, or I don't have to have visual confirmation? Raven assessment and destroy security system. Well, Raven assessment sounds sort of important. From Emerald, they're still around, huh?
We are currently considering the sponsorship of a Raven from the Martian arena. He has a solid history, but before making any commitments, we'd like to see him in action. A bogus request has been issued, and the AC in question has been lured to the old ZAM waste treatment plant. Please head to the facility and engage him in combat.
That's like a
Should
bunch
he
of
prove
stuff they
be
did to me.
inadequate, we want to know now, not later. Give this mission your best, as you will only be paid if you win. We'll keep an eye on things from afar.
But what if he's really good, but I'm just like that much better? You guys know I'm not that bad, right? I am the 9 breaker of the Martian arena. The stuff all carried over. I'm assuming I still hold that title.
Who are you? What's going on here? You're mistaken if you think I'll let you stand in my way.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Enemy AC detected.
This can't be!
Oops, he's dead.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Good. He deserved to die. He wasn't strong enough. No follow-up on that, we just got paid. Alright. Now, I wasn't expecting to be testing out other Ravens. I thought it was a test for me, but... let's get out of old Zam. Let's see about something else. How about we go back to New Isaac. Attack transport convoy or destroy prototype MTs. Let's see about this convoy here.
We'd like you to launch an attack on one of Zeo Matrix's transport convoys. The convoy is expected to pass through Neo Isaac's underground residential district. While MT escorts will be present, the real concern is time. Strict security measures are in place in Neo Isaac's underground realm. The mission must be carried out quickly. Our goal here isn't the goods, but rather to harass Zeo Matrix. The more frequent our attacks, the more cautious they will be.
I don't think it is, but he kind of sounds like Tom Kenny.
By keeping pressure on
Just
Zeo
a
Matrix,
smidge.
we hope to disrupt their transport lines. Failure is not an option.
Good, I don't include failure as an option on my sign-up forms here. We've got 4 transports and 7 MTs. Just gotta destroy the transports, I guess.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
These guys don't even register as a target. Which is weird considering they are the targets.
Your targets have increased their speed. Destroy them before they can escape.
going. Where are the rest of the targets? There's one way the hell back here. Oh. I guess I can't fly over these buildings. This is like a mega city or something. This interesting little locale here.
Destruction of all targets confirmed.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Alright. Seems like the missions potentially get a little bit more complex the more you do, you know, objectives and missions within a certain area. I guess the pay is reflecting that too. We had a much higher pay rate with the bomb mission that we did just prior.
We request the destruction of our company's prototype MTs. The pilots of the MTs are researchers employed by our company. The researchers in question have come under increasing scrutiny as of late when it was learned that they were selling company secrets for personal gain.
Okay, so we have to kill them
Before they could be
for
apprehended,
their transgressions.
they somehow discovered we were onto them and escaped in the MTs. They've made their way to the underground city and are resisting capture. The area of operations is currently being rebuilt. Therefore, would like to keep the amount of collateral damage in that portion of the city to a minimum. Eliminate the researchers. They've outlived their usefulness. Good luck.
Pretty harsh, but I guess it's to be expected from the corporations. Only 4 MTs. Looks like it's some kind of flying type.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Yep, flying type, and they do operate the same way that most flying types do. And that if you try to, hello. If you try to meet their altitude, they just go higher. Immediately.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Hey, what's up, Sabotage? I live your usefulness is the classic. We are definitely the good guys line. Of course. All corporations seem to be quite evil. If you were here for the Armored Core 2 streams, there was like nobody good in that game. Except maybe your handler. I don't know. She might have had something up her sleeve, though. Defend the elevator facility or assist MROD forces. Both of those sound boring. I like the Neo Isaac terrain though. It seemed like the old ZAF or whatever we were doing with the disarm the bomb stuff. It's a little bit more industrial, pipelines, that type of stuff. This is like dystopian or futuristic cities.
This is an urgent request. A squad of MTs that we dispatched to Neo Isaac's underground city have come under attack. They're being overrun and require assistance. The perpetrators of the attack are the Indies. Normally, we'd be able to brush them aside, but they've come in force and our team is having a difficult time. Support our MTs and destroy all aggressors. Deductions will be made to your reward for each of the MTs that is lost. Save as many of them as you can. Good.
Oh, sorry, cut you off. Also, everyone's the bad guy? Seems like it. Seems like it.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Big corporations say destroy the Indies, yes.
The mission will be aborted if all MTs are destroyed. Rescue as many of them.
No independence.
MT destroyed. 4 MTs remaining.
Shit. I can't be everywhere at once. There's also a slightly tight area. Oh shit, did I do that?
MT destroyed.
Oops.
3 MTs remaining.
See, I was trying to fire at the thing behind him, but it was flittering around so much, the missile just went right into its face.
MT destroyed. 2 MTs remaining. MT destroyed. 1 MT remaining. Destruction of all enemies confirmed. Good work, Raven.
Good work.
Mission
We
objective
only had
achieved.
one left.
System switched to normal mode.
I had a bit of a plan there at the last minute, and I just hopped on top of one of the other ones. I don't think that should have damaged it, but yeah. Special deduction 30,000. So we got a payout of 470 credits. Out of what potentially could have been, like, what, 31,000, something like that. Well, I think we should probably move out of Neo Isaac for a minute. What is this? Horwick? Is that what it said? Horwick Mountains. Oh no, enemy destroyed building. You have to get your camera feed. Right, that's coming out of your pay. Well, it wasn't necessarily the attacking the buildings. There were like other mechs that were on scene that were getting destroyed, but I accidentally destroyed at least one of them. There might have been a stray shot or two that destroyed another one, but it's hard to tell. I think we were just getting swarmed a little bit too much. Probably should have had a weapon that was a little bit more precise, but it's not like I could know exactly what I'm getting into before I actually get into it.
We'd like you to initiate an attack on a recently constructed Zeo-Matrix facility.
I just did work for them.
The facility is an airbase located in the Horwick Mountains. Zeo-Matrix claims that it is simply a mining enterprise, but we know that this isn't the case. The area of operation and its surroundings are important to our corporation's air transport needs. We cannot let Zeo-Matrix control the rights to this airspace. Your target is a massive bomber stationed at the base. Seek it out and destroy it. We're counting on you, Raven.
Oh, is this the bomber that I just defended in a previous mission? I'm back! Actually, it's in the mountains, so I don't know. They might have flown it over, who knows?
We cannot drop you on target due to weather conditions. Please head to the base.
That's surprising. The transport carrier for the ACs look a little bit like the Great Fox from
Main
Star
system.
Fox.
Engaging combat mode.
Could have done a little bit better job. I would have fallen into the chasm.
Unidentified AC detected. Destroy it immediately.
They shouldn't have made them so big. Oh, the MTs. Well, if they weren't so bulky, they might not have gotten shot. Alright, just checking. The Armored Core games are pretty okay. They've got a range of, I don't want to say quality necessarily, because the quality is pretty much spread throughout, the same, throughout the entirety of the series. But I've noticed with the latter two PlayStation titles, those felt a little bit more like expansions. I'm getting a little worried about this one too, because I just finished up Armored Core 2, which was a huge, leap in quality. Obviously, you're jumping from a different generation console, but
Gate check. Cannot unlock it.
it seems like a lot of the in-between titles are more along the lines of expansions as opposed to full-on sequels. So, I don't know. So I gotta find another entrance. But overall, the games have been fun. If I'm not going to be able to get to when the series makes a big leap before 6 comes out, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I would have liked to seen a more natural progression in the, you know, quality of life changes. But yeah, by the time we potentially get to the later PS2 titles, whenever that may be, it's definitely going to be, I think, a little bit better than these ones. Even if it's just because of the control scheme. The control scheme so far with all 5 games that we've been playing has remained the same, in that you need to use the L2 and R2 buttons to look up and down, which is not always that fun. It does give me a bit of claw hand-itis. So I appreciate the bigger controllers nowadays. Oh shit, this wasn't even the way we were supposed to go. Uh-oh. At least it's not timed. I'm gonna go up and see if I can find an alternative route. Nope. Can't go up that far. But noticing when I've been playing older consoles, especially like the NES, and I've got the NES 101, which has the, they call it the bone controller, super, super tiny. But even stuff like Super Nintendo, those controllers cramp up my hands. I just grew up a little bit too much.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Holding stuff like the original PlayStation DualShock and DualShock 2 controllers. Yeah, they could be a little straining on the hand at times. I think by the time you get to the DualShock 3, something about the shape of that one, and most of the games don't have such archaic control layouts, that it's a little easier to work with. Where the hell is this thing? Now the target's no longer appearing on the map. I don't know why.
Check. Cannot unlock gate.
Alright. Oh, it was further away. No wonder.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Well, damn. Like PS2 controllers growing up with the sticks on every single one of them is so loose now. Yeah, I think the one I have, the sticks aren't super loose. I think if this was my original controller, I might be speaking a little bit differently. One of my other controllers especially got completely shot. I had bad luck with DualShock 2s as well, but that was partially my fault because a lot of the controllers I had that were DualShock 2 were like third-party brands that were like really not all that great. So that was part of it, but I don't think I ever had another official DualShock 2 until like years and years later. So I just had my original one, which I think that one got broken.
Gate check. Cannot unlock gate.
Where is another door that I could actually get into? How am I supposed to get in this thing? And then I had... Actually, I might be using my original one right now. Never mind. If it was broken, I think this might be it. But I had gotten one that came with the PS2 Slim I bought probably about 3 years ago, and that one was weird. It was like all sticky or something. I don't know what exactly the previous owner did with it, but it was not in the greatest of conditions. I ended up taking that one apart and trying to fix it, but it only lasted so long. But the DualShock 2 is nice enough. My only thing, I guess with the one I'm using, it's starting to feel a little bit rickety. Every time I grip it, I could hear it creak. which ain't that great. I'm not seeing another entrance, unless I'm supposed to break down. You know what I didn't try? I didn't try to use the action button with this large hanger thing over here. Let's see if maybe something like that works. But yeah, the sticks are still alright, but it just feels old. Well, that doesn't seem to work. Area 99. I'm starting to wonder if there was something else I was supposed to be paying attention to, like a control panel or something in one of the other rooms. But I don't think that was the case. I worry if I ever go back to playing a very action-intensive game on the PS2 that the controller's not going to end up holding out. I do remember having the Dragon Ball Budokai games, and boy, they made you abuse those sticks. The rotating the analog sticks and doing a bunch of weird stuff, wrapping them back and forth. Ah, wait. I missed the door down here. But maybe not even something like that. Maybe even something like Devil May Cry or another action-oriented game. You are on an incline. We cannot get you with the blade.
Enemy AC detected. Destroy the target enemy AC.
Pull down.
Defenses damaged. Halting combat and returning to base.
After all that. Hey, what's up, Prelow? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Well, I actually lost one, surprisingly. That's because I was messing around in all the other facilities. I kept looking at the target indicator and thinking it was in the section I was in, but it wasn't. Now I got a grudge. Gonna try that one again. This time we're not going into any of the actual facilities until we get to all the way to the back.
We cannot drop you on target due to weather conditions. Please head to the base.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Almost forgot they drop you off a little bit to the right of the door. I will say I think the lock-on is a lot more responsive than it was in the previous games. Like, I'm not even barely looking in the direction of some of these enemies, and it seems to lock onto it as long as it's, you know, within the targeting reticle, which I know that kind of sounds silly because, you know, why wouldn't it be, but it certainly didn't in the previous games. You had to kind of still manipulate your reticle into the center if you wanted to hit your enemies. The lock-on was okay, but it was still a little bit loose. I hear that I haven't been looking at the demos and or anything. Don't want to. Don't want to spoil anything for Armored Core 6, but I heard some people talking about there being a hard lock-on, which that would seem like it would kind of ruin the flow of the game to me, but I'm sure a lot more people would appreciate that as opposed to the system that we've been playing through. That looks to drop like a stone. Almost didn't make that.
Unidentified AC detected. Destroy it immediately. it in the AC.
There you go.
Objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Good. New areas available, but like no emails, no arena. A lot faster the second time around. Well, once we know what we're doing. We've got Old Avalon, Burroughs Hill, and Thorngarden are new, but we still haven't seen Old Gal and the Ziarm Desert. Defend Storage Complex.
This is an emergency request. The Old Gal Bureau of Control is planning an attack on the storage complex. A dropship is being prepped as we speak. For reasons we'd rather not divulge, the storage complex cannot be abandoned. We are prepared to use all available resources in order to defend it. However, the limited number of MTs available to us may not be enough. Your assistance in this matter would be appreciated. Please, secure the floor that you've been assigned. This mission is vital to our future operations in the Old Gal region. We must not fail.
I don't know what he's going for there. Kind of sounded like he was doing like a Chinese English cadence, but didn't quite have the accent. The pacing was spot on, though.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Oops. Who the hell are you? I guess that was still an MT and not an AC. ACs don't usually go down in 2 hits. Oh, wait. Don't destroy the facility. That's playing hard to get.
Destruction of all enemy forces confirmed. Thanks for your help, Raven.
Thank you for your payment.
System switched to normal mode.
You just ordered a new controller because you're tired of your stuff disconnecting. PS4 controller just no longer connects to Bluetooth. Both of the USB cables you have are too loose, disconnect at the slightest movement. Tried Xbox One over Bluetooth, but it randomly disconnects for what you can tell is no reason at random times. Hoping you could just get a wired controller that doesn't suck. You're going to be looking for a wired Xbox 360 controller. If you're doing it on PC, most games will still respond to that. In fact, all games should on PC. If not, there's workarounds. You can also get a DualShock 3, which I always loved using, and use the... I think it uses micro? No, it uses mini USB, which is a lot sturdier. I hated the DualShock 4. I think it uses mini USB connection because, as you said, it's super loose. It doesn't fit into the slot, it doesn't like grip into the slot as good as mini USB. And cables, I could get like a high quality cable, I could get the mid quality, low quality, it didn't matter what it was, but they'd eventually stop working on me. And I don't know, I just didn't like the DualShock 4 overall in general. The like plastic padding on the analog sticks would always come off. And they always felt like cheap controllers to me. I don't want to badmouth them too much because I got friends that really like the DualShock 4. But for other reasons. They like them specifically because they're lighter and they can't really manage too much weight. But yeah, more compact design. But yeah, for the way I use them, they didn't work out. Oh, and the battery life sucked. So if you're using it wireless, even with just standard PlayStation 4 games, you eventually get down to just like an hour long lifespan with the battery. So you tried DualShock 3 in the past. You need, but you can never get it to work on PC. So what you need is, I mean, if you still have means to use it, I'd try it out and look up Scarlet Crush Productions. And basically, it is a script that rewrites the data that is sent from a DualShock 3 controller and like masks it to be a Xbox 360 controller. And as long as you set that up, and I think you only need to set it up once, it should work. So I never had a problem with it, and that's always what I stuck with for the longest time up until now. Now I use a Xbox One controller and Xbox Series S controller, and I've been using the wireless Bluetooth dongle. It works pretty good. I've not had a problem with it, and I like those controllers. They got nice grip, they decent size, nice weight to them. So they're definitely ones that I've started to enjoy. Otherwise, if the Xbox controllers weren't as good as they were, I would still be using a DualShock 3 with the Scarlet Crush Productions overwrite script and the just USB. Try that if the controller you order turns out to be bad. Yeah, it worked for me for years and years and years. It wasn't until just recently when I got the Xbox One X back in, that was either 2019 or 2020. So fairly recently. It wasn't until I got that controller where I started using it with PC as opposed to DualShock 3. We're going to try, what is this region? The Zambam? The Z-Arm Desert. Reactivate facility gates or destroy insertion team. Well, destroy insertion team sounds so much more fun.
An armed insertion team smuggling secret materials from Mars is headed to Earth. We request that you destroy the insertion team and the materials in their possession. Their transport ship has been in Earth's orbit for several hours and is beginning its descent. It appears that they plan to use re-entry pods to drop to the Earth's surface and transfer the secret materials to their collaborators. You are requested to stand by at the projected drop point and destroy the insertion team. Good luck.
Everybody always wishing me luck at the end of this. I feel so lucky. Enemy forces MTs, unknown number. Objective, destroy all enemy forces. Still have a wired 360 controller that works.
Detected. We're picking up a lot of targets. Destroying the pods will eliminate the enemies on board. Destroy them before they reach the surface.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Those wired 360 controllers, I've had a friend that swears by them. I've never owned one myself, but I've known several people to have those particular types of controllers and just never had a problem with them. And say they've always worked for them. And it's a wired-in controller. It's not like a USB cable that plugs in and sometimes ends up getting loose on you. That reminds me of the Atari game Kaboom. Shooting the pods before they hit the ground. Those pods are a little bit too quick for me, though.
A second wave is approaching.
You have 360 controllers, but you think all the sticks on them have developed drifts. Possibly because you're too rough with them. Maybe, but analog is so like finicky. I mean, the number one cause of like controller issues, usually why people stop using controllers, is because the analog sticks stop working. So I'm sure it's just, you know, after a certain amount of time with regular use, it's just not going to be viable anymore. Shit. We had done so good with the first wave. So these guys still die in one hit, though. Oh, wow. I'm using the left analog stick to move.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Fascinating. Still can't use the right analog stick to manipulate the camera. But I didn't think that was something that you could do up until, I think, Nexus. I think Nexus is the first one that used the right analog stick for camera manipulation. Its controls had just become the standard by that point. But, yeah, I didn't know that the left analog stick could move you. So at least they incorporated that. It's a little easier on the thumb than having to use the D-pad. Although I cannot use it to manipulate the menu, unfortunately. Burroughs Hill. Eliminate Outlaw Organization or eliminate the Bureau Forces. Now, we'll get more money for eliminating the Outlaw Organization, but I wonder if we eliminate the Bureau Forces, since it's a smaller payout. Maybe we get some parts or something. This game hasn't had a whole lot of variety. I mean, well, the mission structure, I guess, has a little bit of variety to it, but I mean, all the staples of the previous games. There hasn't been an arena, there hasn't been any sort of messaging system, there's no story. We haven't had any parts. It's been the same inventory from the previous game.
A successful campaign of deception has enabled us to lure Bureau forces to the Burroughs Hill battlefield. This is a perfect opportunity, and one we must take advantage of. Their forces are cornered, but unfortunately, the area is littered with live mines left over from previous battles. We did not plan for such an eventuality. Due to these conditions, we've decided to send in a professional. Please, head to the area of operations and eliminate the Bureau's forces. Good luck.
It's like good luck again, even from these guys. There's enemy forces are MTs of an unknown quantity, and we have to destroy all enemy forces, so fair enough. Coming in hot.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Whoa. I like these MTs are weird looking. I kind of like how they look, but so odd.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Simple enough. Nice skybox on this one. Imagine you hire a guy, help your retreating forces, and next week he wipes out your people. And he's like, them's the breaks of an independent contractor. Yeah, mercenary work is the way it goes, I suppose. That's what I was shocked by with the bomber situation, because I think it was that exact format, because we had just defended a bomber in a mission I had done at the start of the stream, and about halfway through, probably about when you came in, Sabotaged, we were doing a mission where we had to destroy a very similar looking bomber. It was in a different location, but still. Thorn Garden, let's see what this is. Eliminate unmanned weapons. Hold on. Actually, I'm curious now. Can we do that mission? Oh yeah, we can eliminate the outlaw organization. So I'm assuming it's the same outlaws that hired us to destroy the Bureau.
Your mission objective is to eradicate all enemy forces positioned within a derelict nuclear shelter. The shelter is a remnant left over from before the Great Destruction. Any facility from that period is of great interest to our company, and we had plans to explore it. But it appears that the Indies have booby-trapped the entire facility.
Booby.
We assume this is being done as a first step towards occupying the shelter. All obstructions within the facility have to be removed before our investigation can proceed. Many traps were detected in the initial sweep of the shelter. Be very careful.
Operations, derelict nuclear shelter, enemy forces, unmanned weapons, objective removal of all enemy obstructions.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Doorway back there, but let's see what's over here. A whole lot of nothing from the looks of it. Oh, you know what? I should have checked to see if there were any missions right off the bat that had any sort of hidden parts or something in them. Sounded like there was something behind me. Oh, maybe it was this thing. Whoa, Jesus. It's my fault. Can't even hit them with my rifle. What was that? I guess it was kamikaze. I didn't really lose any health, I don't think, but it was like something just ran into me and exploded. I could have possibly just walked over it. I mean, that might have been the reason too. Bunch of explosions. Nice little chain reaction there. Ah. I wasn't even sure what that was. I guess it's just a control for the elevator. These floating mines are a little bit of a problem. Okay. I think they bob up and down. That's the problem with this particular weapon. Is that it doesn't have a good... I keep locking onto the thing in the background. It doesn't have like a good height by default for the most shorter things. So I could rarely ever hit stuff like that. Ow. I mean, when I can, great, but it's certainly not the norm. didn't think you could jump over.
Mission objective achieved. System switched to normal mode.
Almost didn't make it. There were so many explosive devices around. Old Avalon. Let's see what this place is like. Special arena appearance. Ooh. Is this an actual arena? That's weird.
This mission comes directly from our company, Concord Corporation. We're sponsoring a special arena event and would like you to attend.
This lady sounds like she needs to take a swig of water before she starts talking to me.
The event is a battle between the ravens of Earth and Mars. After careful consideration, you have been selected to participate. Your opponent is Zaltok, a top-ranked raven from the Martian arena. The winner will receive a reward paid for by the Concord Corporation. The citizens of both Earth and Mars are looking forward to this event. Please, give them a performance they'll be hard-pressed to forget.
I got one AC to fight. Just gotta destroy it. It's kind of an arena battle, but not. Or it is an arena battle, but it's not in the arena format.
Let me see just what kind of skill an Earth Raven has.
Okay, James. What's that accent? This man thinks he's posh. What weapon do you have? I want that. Actually, I probably don't want it as opposed to, like, in place of the Katasawa, but it seems to be a fairly accurate laser machine gun. Thanks.
Mission objective achieved.
Man, he straight up got destroyed. Usually in those arena missions, you know, you see the smoldering heap of an AC, but it's still intact. Okay, well, I mean, this is weird. I haven't even made a save yet. It's like this game almost feels, it's okay, but it feels like a shell of an Armored Core game. It's so weird. Let me look at this thing. Ooh, we got advertisements for 3D Tank Warfare Simulator, Panzerfront, and Metal Slug X. Those are published by Age Tech, same as these games. No descriptions, new games, main mode, the one in which you carry out assigned missions, use credits to earn successfully completing missions, to purchase parts and weapons. Game flow. If new game is selected, you'll be taken to a menu where the difficulty of the level can be set and the vibration function can be turned on or off. After making any desired changes to these two settings, press the X button to access the name entries. Okay, I don't really care about that. We've got a garage, garage. Assemble your AC here prior to accepting the mission. Color changes and other modifications are also performed here. Mission. Verify mission request contents and begin a mission. Success failure. Income expense report is displayed. Success failure? I don't remember seeing that option. Displayed after the end of each successful mission. Oh. And the shop parts and weapons can be purchased with credits. AC change, assembly, change color, edit emblem, garage. missions. Once a mission is selected, the mission details will be displayed. Arrow at the bottom right-hand corner. Request indicates the mission description, but is continued on the next screen. Press X to advance the next screen. Press circle to return to the mission selection. That's it. That's all there is to this game. There's nothing else here. There's nothing in this game. It's nothing but missions. Ooh, they got some nice action figures. Actually, those are just illustrations, but they're advertising action figures. They're just using drawings in place of the actual product. This is bizarre. This is like an expansion, more so than the previous games. At least the previous games had some semblance of a story or incorporated an arena. There were different game modes. Granted, with the missions, they've got a little bit of variety to them, but what's back say? Return to Earth. Oh yeah, this is back on Earth. Earth is still rebuilding from the devastation of the 30 Years' War. There's a power struggle between the corporations and the Earth government, and you're right in the middle. The Earth government has contacted you, a mercenary known as Raven, to do battle on their behalf. You own your own armored core unit, and you're always looking for another chance to buy upgrades and new weapons. Do you want to tell the Earth government that the corporations have also been calling for your services? Didn't think so. Let them handle the political stuff. You're just interested in getting the best missions from the highest bidder. It doesn't matter to you who signs the check, right, Raven? 100 all new... That basically just tells me, who cares about the story? There is no story. 100 all new missions, holy shit. Battle across the skies, deep underground, beneath the oceans, and through vast overland expanses. 2-player split screen and versus mode. Tons of new weapons and upgrades. Literally millions of armored core combinations that can be customized by you. We haven't seen any yet. Better graphics and tighter gameplay. Quicker reaction time, better resolution, combined to create the best armored core in the series. Does this have a 480p? Oh, no, it doesn't. You can use a USB mouse, though. That's interesting. Oh, I bet you for aiming, if you could use that for the camera, that'd be so much better. I almost forget that the PlayStation 2 has USB ports. It almost seems like it's a little bit too old for that, but it is not. Okay. Well, I don't know how I feel about this game. I guess I sort of remember it, because I remember this. Maybe I was thinking of 9-ball or whatever it was. No, it's still 9-breaker. 9-ball was just the unit. But I remember that. I thought it was that one that was just like strictly... Actually, no, I think that one was like strictly arena battles. It was so weird. This is like just missions with no arena battles, and then like 9-breaker was just arena battles. So it was like two opposite ends of like a game that incorporated one feature. It's so like strange though. There's not really too much going on here. I'm assuming like the shop would tell me when there's like new parts available too, because I certainly haven't seen anything pop up, and all this shit looks like it's the same as what we've had previously. But this game is strictly missions, no story, no like emails to keep any sort of semblance of a story. Not that, the stories haven't been all that much on the forefront with the previous games. No arena. It's just like every once in a while you get a mission that is set up to be like an arena battle, but no actual arena where you can progress through the ranks or anything like that. It's so weird. That being said, this is a game that does not correspond, like you can't carry over the save file from this game over to any of the other ones. So I wonder, would it be worth it just going through 100 missions of varying difficulty? Because all we've done, and granted we've carried over parts and money from the previous games, so I'm sure it'd be harder if we were starting up from scratch. Or maybe we can even like change the difficulty or something like that. Or maybe not. Didn't seem to be a difficulty in this one, actually. So, I guess that's just how it's supposed to be. There was in the previous one, in Armored Core 2, there was hard versus normal mode. But yeah, it's just game. It's Armored Core with only missions. And, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, I don't think I want to stream it, to be quite honest. I don't think I want to keep up with this one, because there's, like, nothing of consequence, to be quite honest. If I enjoyed the gameplay all that much, and I mean, I do, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's not that interesting, I don't think, at least as far as the stream is concerned. I usually like there to be something else going on that can keep us kind of tied here, so I might just move on to Armored Core 3 and check that out instead. You know, this game plays nice, and I've commented on the locations and everything. Look great. I think visually it's been a big step up from the previous game, but there's like, it's not much going on. It's strictly just the missions. So how about we check out Armored Core 3 and see how that goes, because I just don't think there's going to be a hell of a whole lot to this one. 100 missions, though. Goddamn. I don't know how many I've done so far. Maybe like 10. But we did 10 in about an hour, so, you know, depending on the difficulty of the rest of the missions, it could be like a 10-hour game or something. But yeah, I think we might just back out of this one gracefully, and let's check out Armored Core 3. Just gotta eject the disc, hold on. Actually, let me change the ticker and stuff. It'll just take me a minute here. It's not even gonna be that long, but I will end the recording and we'll start up with a new one. Give me just a sec.